streets anymore, so gotta practice some of our rights.
So this is an update about the Black Lives Matter protester that got shot in Austin, Texas. So a photograph showed armed Texas protester leveling AK-47 at car before he was killed. So it's like a moment leading up to the fatal shooting of an armed Black Lives Matter protester in Texas last weekend has been revealed in a new photograph. Hours after his shooting, the suspect was released from custody. So his name was Garrett Foster. He was 28, and the driver of the car was pushing towards a 100-strong crowd marching in the city center. Foster was carrying an AK-47 and was shot 3 times by the driver, who then fled the scene. The motorist told police he fired his handgun after the activist pointed his rifle at his car, and the photo shows the seconds before the shooting. So there he is, that red circle. So basically, the protesters say Foster was trying to shield his disabled fiance, Whitney Mitchell, before the fatal shooting took place. So he said he was basically shielding his fiance, and based on my reading, she caught some illness and she had to have all 4 of her limbs amputated because of sepsis. So the barrel of Foster's weapon appeared to be pointing at the ground. However, he was leaning towards the car with his right arm raised and his left hand on the weapon's grip. Police, who declined to identify the driver, have released the suspect as they continue their investigation. The Chief Brain Manley, he said, "We are broken over the loss of Mr. Foster. It is actively being investigated and ongoing in conjunction with the Travis County District Attorney's Office."
So,
this is the video recorded before
what you got out tonight? They don't let us march in the streets anymore, so gotta practice some of our rights. Man, do you feel like you don't need to use it? Nah, I think I mean, if I use it against the cops, I'm dead. And I think all the people that hate us and, want to to us are too big of to stop and actually do anything about it. So why'd you start carrying? Well, our roommate got arrested and they stopped letting us march anywhere, so started carrying.
So that's him explaining why he decided to carry his weapon. He was a licensed firearm holder, so he was legal. And within a matter of seconds, the driver of the car aimed his handgun out of the window and fired 5 shots before speeding away from the scene, leaving Foster to bleed out on the street. The motorist called 911 as he fled, telling dispatchers he had just been involved in a shooting and driven away. So at least he called the police. I'm really not sure if they're gonna charge him, since he was just defending himself, because he thought that he was gonna be shot by Garrett Foster. So Foster, who did not fire his weapon, received first aid at the scene before being transported to Del Seton Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead. And that's a picture of his fiancée in the front during a wheelchair. So this is a remembrance. Mitchell, 28, leads Black Lives Matter protesters in a vigil march for Foster. Mitchell choked back tears as marchers held a moment of silence on the street where her fiancé was killed. So Foster, who previously worked as a flight mechanic in the Air Force, began dating Mitchell about 10 years ago. The couple first met in an online chat room and became engaged a year later. The following month, Mitchell was struck by a mysterious illness and had to have all 4 of her limbs amputated following sepsis. So He's been her primary caretaker ever since. He just loved her unconditionally and took care of everything. So he also left his job to come and care for her. And this is another protest. Protesters kneel in tribute to Foster after his death on Saturday. So his mother, Sheila, said her son had been participating in Black Lives Matter protests for more than 50 days. He was doing it because he felt really strongly about justice and he was very heavily against police brutality. On top of grieving for my son, I worry about Whitney because who's going to look after her now? She just lost the love of her life because somebody just randomly fired shots and killed my son. I don't mean to say that anybody else's life is less valuable. I don't believe that, but I don't know why it had to be my son. And my condolences to Whitney Mitchell and Garrett Foster's mother. It cannot be anything less than painful to lose your son in such a manner. And I pray for Whitney and hope that she gets the strength and gets cared for. I think the person who shot him should be the one to provide someone to care for her because she's gonna need help. She has all her limbs amputated and that's not her fault. So I pray for strength and I wish them all the best. I understand she's gonna be in mourning for a very long time. 10 years is a lot of time to be with someone. You're gonna have memories and you're definitely going to miss them. So that's about it. Don't forget to hit subscribe. It's free. And leave me a thumbs up and comment below what you think about this Garrett Foster situation. Is the fiance Whitney? I don't know. Just comment down below, guys. Thank you for watching. Ciao.